I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the club making moves.
Jake Paul, if this is not going to be, curated into a little dance around exhibition, could find himself in a way of getting seriously hurt here, like Francis Ngannou did. Francis Ngannou was an MMA fighter that got blasted out by Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua has finally broken his silence after Jake Paul's new training footage sent shockwaves across social media, with fans examining every slow-motion punch and power combo from Paul's latest camp video. Joshua's reaction has added even more momentum to the rising hype. As a former unified heavyweight champion, AJ isn't someone who gets impressed easily, but he's clearly paying close attention. And with Paul looking sharper, faster, and more disciplined than ever, Joshua's response shows both respect for Paul's improvements and confidence that his own experience will take over when the two finally touch gloves on fight night.
Joshua should not get in the way of Fury and Joshua, really, in my view. It's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area-level fighter, a British area-level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, mate.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glitz of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price on the planet in order to make.
Back when Paul was still finding his footing in boxing, Joshua gave what many saw as an unexpectedly positive nod during a 2025 interview. When asked about Paul, Joshua simply said he's good for boxing. That early remark revealed a willingness to recognize Paul's impact on boosting public interest in the sport, even if plenty of people questioned Paul's long-term potential. Now, in the present day, the matchup is no longer a fantasy and the stakes have skyrocketed. Paul enters the ring with a 12-1 record and 7 knockouts, marking the toughest test of his career. Joshua, a former unified world heavyweight champion, comes in carrying a 28-4 record.
Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm saying like within like 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on, I never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that was huge too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
huge.
both huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But you gotta hear the story. You gotta get Francis Ngannou in here and hear this story though.
I'd love to.
Bro, he was set up though, for real. I
On
believe
that
him.
fight?
Yeah, I believe him. Cause here's what they do. Like what sometimes what people don't understand. Like in boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. You know, when you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So they was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room since like 12.
During their first public face-off at the November 21st press conference, Joshua didn't hold back. He highlighted the professionalism behind the matchup, stressing that it's a massive, colossal, high-profile event that blends star power with genuine skill. He made it clear that his mindset is locked onto one thing, the fight itself, with absolutely no mercy. At the same event, promoting their December 19th clash, Paul was asked what weight he expects to come in at. He explained that he had recently been cutting weight for another matchup, meaning he'd been working to shed pounds, which makes the leap into a heavyweight contest even tougher. He estimated he would land somewhere around 215 to 225 pounds.
Nothing negative. He's here to do his job. I could sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner, and he's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
Respect. Jake, can I ask, it feels to me from afar, you're in a bit of a lose-lose here, because it seems like a lot of people want to see you get obliterated, right? A lot of people want to see you get your comeuppance. And if you do pull off the upset, or if this fight goes the distance, again, the whispers will start to come. People will discredit you. People will say, this, that, and the other about the fight. How do you balance that, and how do you deal with that?
Man, I've already won at every single thing in life. I'm playing on house money. I've accomplished all my dreams, said everything I was going to do, from becoming, the first influencer to become an actor on Disney, to becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, to rising to the top of boxing and having the largest viewed fight in the history of the sport. I've accomplished everything, so this is a win-win and another challenge for myself. I've never been knocked down or knocked out even in sparring, but I'm in a sport where that happens, and I know this is dangerous, but this is no different than a soccer player, you know, losing in the World Cup on the biggest stage. If that's how it goes, if I take one of those punches that Francis Ngannou took and I'm on the canvas, let's see how tough I am.
Jake Paul says this fight is his chance to silence every critic who has ever accused him of choosing only smaller or past their prime opponents. He insists that by stepping in against Anthony Joshua, a genuine heavyweight and former world champion, he's finally proving he belongs at the elite level. In Paul's words, once he beats Joshua, every doubt disappears. No one will be able to deny him. The Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua matchup is a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight contest under the Marquis of Queensberry rules. They'll battle across 8 rounds, each 3 minutes long, with both fighters required to wear 10-ounce gloves. Importantly, Joshua must come in at no more than 245 pounds, a strict cap designed to keep the matchup balanced. A loss in this winter showdown will be added to each man's official professional record. This is the real deal.
Fight a real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025, USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance.
Teddy Atlas offers a cautiously intrigued perspective on the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua showdown. He warns that the leap might be too big for Paul, considering the massive gap in skill and experience. Yet he doesn't dismiss the fight entirely. Atlas highlights Joshua's recent knockout defeat and extended time away from the ring, hinting that lingering issues could leave him exposed. Even while recognizing that Joshua is still the more polished and harder-hitting fighter, Atlas says he's willing to see how things play out to discover which version of AJ steps into the ring.
Having said all of that, this might be a step too far. Now, when I say it, I'm also, I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step, where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break a leg or fall down. When I say that with the understanding, too, that Joshua's coming off being knocked out. Joshua hasn't fought for a year, right? But it's about a year. And there's some ghost in his attic. There are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's gotten rid of some of them, but I know that in the position of a fighter coming where he's coming from, there are ghosts in your attic. I don't know if those ghosts are still taking up space. I don't know if maybe there could be no better exorcism for those ghosts than fighting a Jake Paul. That might be just the exorcism you need to clear out the attic. I don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. That's the mystery part of this. That's what makes it so, it makes it two things at once. Intriguing and so.
Ryan Garcia talks about the potentially life-changing consequences Jake Paul could face if he loses. He stresses that Joshua's power is nothing to take lightly, and that a defeat could affect Paul not only physically in the moment, but also in terms of reputation and long-term career direction. The experience, he says, could be transformative, underscoring just how massive a challenge Paul is stepping into. Garcia points out that Joshua's punching strength and overall skill make this a serious test, and the consequences of failure are very real. For Paul, training, preparation, and full awareness are essential to handling the dangers that Joshua brings into the ring. One major concern surrounding this matchup is the fact that Joshua has only competed twice in the last 2 years. After dropping a split decision to Oleksandr Usyk in 2022, Joshua's activity has been far more inconsistent.
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua?
By far?
Yeah. Too easy.
Why did he take that fight?
I think he didn't have no opponents and he wanted to make Netflix happy and he I think he made a misstep. I think he was handling his career perfectly.
Yeah.
I think he would have beat Gervonta.
I think he would have beat Gervonta too.
But I think this is a big misstep. I think he let his ego get in from him and let...
Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua isn't just a massive gamble. Many experts see it as a serious risk to his health. Boxing insiders like Ariel Helwani have warned that Joshua's sheer power and depth of experience could put Paul in real danger, pointing to Joshua's history of devastating knockouts as a legitimate concern.
7 fights, has been beaten 3 times. The 4 fighters that he beat didn't come to win. So he's not in his prime, is he? He's literally at the end of his career, pretty much finished. And this is why taking this fight with you is telling you all you need to know. It's a cash out. He might as well just cream as much money as he can at the end of his career, fighting an absolute joke shop in clown world. When I beat Anthony Joshua, he says, every doubt disappears. Come on. I mean, if this is a straight up AJ versus Jake Paul, then we all know what should happen. This is a 1-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury for crying out loud. You can't jump in with Anthony Joshua now and expect to get a result. So, nothing's going to no doubt's going to disappear.
Thanks for watching Ring Pulse. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe, and stay tuned for more hard-hitting boxing action.